Yeah, much better.
Son of a bitch.
Hey guys, welcome back to Altered Life. Cody doesn't, he's being lazy.
I'm here.
Today, we're really excited that we're starting the one project that we have really been anticipating and been super stoked about. Can you guess what that is?
How about the title of the video? Guess what it is?
That's true, I didn't know. Excited about doing this modification since before we even had our Jeep. Just from seeing this combined look on a few other Jeeps, including a few of our personal friends, Sting JL, it looks so good. This is such a sleek and clean combination between the AAL Highline fender lights with the Motobilt Inner Fenders. It's gonna look great on Gypsy, so we're super excited. Let's get started. Cody, you need to get out of the chair now. You have to move.
Get out, bro.
We have some friends here eating some peach pie.
It's gotten Sam.
In case you're wondering where the voices are coming from behind us.
I already gave you a shout out, Sting JL, on our channel.
So, Cody, what's the first order of business?
Alright, so first order of business is removing the inner fenders on both sides so we can get, the lights are hooked to the inner fender, so we have to disconnect everything. And then, yeah, so 10mm bolt, I think. So 10, okay, so there was a third 10mm bolt in there that was somewhere. I think it was
So where were all three? Point to where all three were.
There's one here.
One.
There's one here.
Two.
Where's the third one? The third one's somewhere in here, and you'll probably find it when you're looking at it. But while the camera's here, look, right here, these cool little black thingies. So there's a bunch of them, like all along here. You have to pry these out. So I have my trim removal tool thinger. So a lot of times you'll break the head off of them, but it doesn't matter because you won't reuse them. So you gotta get all those out. There's all the way along here, two in the back, and then one back here. Now that we got all those removed and I started yanking and pulling, we should be able to just it's just those black flat clips and those three bolts. So 1, 2, and 3. So the third one's up front, and then there and there. So next, disconnect our turn signal / fender light. So pull out on your red tab and push on it, maybe there. So push in right there and disconnect. There is another 10mm bolt right here,
Which you can't get to until this step.
I think. I have to go look at the other side to make sure.
Be gentle. Paint.
I'm gonna.
When you have the color matched fenders, you want to be extra careful with this step. So pretty much what we're trying to do is undo all those white clips on the inside.
You can go in. Hold on. There's a better way to do this.
Stand by.
Yeah. So you should be able to come between this and pinch the white plastic pieces to help pull them out.
Just, yeah, with like a pair of needle nose pliers.
Yeah, pair of needle. So I'm gonna work. Yeah, I'm gonna work from the back of the fender
and forward. Up to the front.
We found another bolt. So next to this one, there's one up in this, why this plastic is cut out. So it's up in here. Should, yep, still 10mm. American Adventure Labs on their YouTube channel has a great how-to video on this. We're really only doing it just to kind of show us working on our Jeep. But if you want the more in-depth, actually like probably professional how-to on this install, go
to American Adventure Labs.
Yeah, because they will.
Check yours out.
They're much better than we are.
Yeah.
Try not to like damage painted fenders and stuff. There we go. There's that one. Ooh. Alright, that should.
First fender off.
Those plastic clips,
Ooh.
a little bit of a pain. So
A workout.
yeah, if you listen to Britt over at American Adventure Labs, if you're reusing the plastic clips, definitely take your time and do what he said. Come behind with pliers and pinch these and pull them out. We'll show you here shortly why we're not reusing these, and we recommend not reusing them. But if you are going to, take your time. That way you don't break these like we did. Like that one and that one and that one. So, yeah. Now that we have the fender off, we have to get the light out and then remove this whole inside plastic junk. So the first step of getting the light out is Phillips head screwdriver. There's a screw right here. Out. So that'll fold back and expose. There's 3 T30 bolts in here. Now on the American Adventure Labs install video, theirs were T25s. This is a 2019. They were working on 2018. This could have been one of the small changes in between. So we just remove 3 of these. Oh, there's 2 more up there. There's a bunch of them. They're just sneaky. Okay.
So how many screws was that total that we removed?
I don't know.
Count the screws.
1, 2.
8 screws total.
So, undo this fella.
Your one is right here.
These plastic connectors are no joke. So now, we have to undo all the clips holding the wiring in. These are a lot of fun. In case you guys are wondering, there is double-sided tape that's holding this in after it's all unbolted, so you kind of just gotta pull it and hope for the best. Yeah, so right there was the double-sided tape. Next step, after we have all that removed, all these indents in here, these are all plastic welds all the way along through, so the way to remove it is just start ripping and tearing, which is a little scary, but be careful not to flex too much. So I already started there, but just kind of grab it and start pulling.
That wasn't too painful.
No, not too painful.
Now that goes in the garbage. Jesus.
Look at that.
Clearance. Next step. Wiggle these off very carefully and have 2 helpers do it for you.
You don't need those brackets. Yeah, don't bend down on the fender.
I was trying to protect it and I pinched my finger.
I'm tired.
So
Mine's already off.
You can cut these with a grinder, but you can also just weaken
Do
the
it
middle
the lazy way.
Yeah, weaken the middle by.
Pretty sure this is more work.
This is more work, but I don't know. You don't run the risk of a grinder hopping and going right into your paint. So
Yours came off nice. This one's coming off ugly.
That's because I'm better than you.
Oh, thanks, guy.
So we're on the other fender now. Scott is pulling out the white clips. Now again, those white clips, if you're not getting if not replacing them, keep them there. But we're replacing them, and we'll show you here shortly with what.
I can't get that one.
Come on, Scott. I thought you worked out.
It's metal.
Got the whole thing. Nice.
Success.
Sam, you just suck.
Okay, so
The body like moves like
passenger side is already done. We have it mocked up over there on the side of the Jeep, and we're working on the driver's side right now. So the next step after you get the inner plastic piece removed is to trim off these tabs with a razor blade, which we're just using one of these guys. And then to remove the white clips.
Forms in there though.
I was gonna say, Sam with his big man hands here.
That's why he's doing it, because he looks better on film than I do.
Is cutting off the tabs with the razor. So, Sam, what is your specific method to this? Without scratching the paint.
The best way to do this, since it's roughly a 90-degree angle on the bottom of here, we take our said razor blade and lay it flat on here. Basically, we can just float and slowly, taking our time, just keep working this back and forth, flush with the bottom of the plastic. Unfortunately, it takes a while,
But it works, and you hopefully don't scratch the paint.
Or cut yourself.
or cut yourself.
Yeah, and
But
don't cut yourself.
the only thing that's left is just the tiny little bit of black that's left there, and then you could take your razor blade if you want and just slowly trim off a little bit of extra there.
Cool.
And then repeat that for every other single one.
For all the tabs the whole way up.
Yeah.
Cool. Luna loves giving hugs, especially Scotty.
She's smiling.
Scotty's her fave.
God. Man, stop it. Stop it. You're gonna cut your finger off.
Then you're gonna tell my mom, mind your own business.
You're gonna cut your finger off. I'm not taking you to the hospital. You'll just lose the finger.
I don't need it.
We're putting the two sections of the inner fender together, just so we can mock everything up. Bring it over. So over here, this goes behind through that hole. We're gonna have to drill. So we have to drill 4 holes and add nutserts, which all the hardware supplied. And then that hole down there, there's an additional bracket that goes down and has a self-tapper that goes into the frame. We held up the inner fender for this first one. We forgot the recorder anyway. But there we go. We hit it with the center punch. Starting with an 1/8 inch drill bit as a pilot hole. So this is the 1/4 inch drill bit. We're trying to see what size it should be. Oh yeah, this one's much better.
Get her.
Alright, so since I don't have any sharp 5/16 drill bits, we're going with a step bit and taping it off at 5/16. Try that. See if our nutsert fits in there. Oh
yeah.
like a glove.
Alright.
Alright, so since I don't have our paint pen for the Jeep, since we drilled this, now we have bare metal. So I just took some spray paint on there. So we go up and just kind of touch that bare metal up with a paintbrush right now. Probably not super necessary, but we're here.
Cody's a perfectionist.
And it's bare metal, so painted bare metal rusts way slower than non-painted bare metal. And it's right in the wheel well where a bunch of water gets go. So we're gonna protect this the best we can. There's your tech tip of the day by a non-technician. So all of our friends left us because it's getting late. Just like anything we do, it takes forever. So now the paint is dried on that one. Get your nutsert tool and your nutsert. I already set this up, but go ahead and get that on there. And then another added step of protection, probably not necessary, but I have some clear RTV silicone adhesive sealant. A common problem with nutserts that some people experience is that they get in there, they work, but then they spin, which isn't good. Then you have to drill it out and replace it. My thinking is that, okay, this is a adhesive, so it's going to keep the nutsert in place better. It's also a sealant, so that bare metal is, you know, we painted it, but it's also, you know, still going to break down. So this will help seal it better, and it's clear, so you can't see it. So what I do is I'm going to take a little bit of this. I'm going to go on the edge, the outside edge of the nutsert before I stick it in and crimp it. So when I crimp it, it pushes all the clear silicone around the outside and the inside, ultimately sealing the nutsert in, and then it shouldn't go anywhere. So again, probably not necessary, but we're here and it seems right, so we're gonna do it. Okay, so we have our freshly drilled hole. It's painted and sealed. We have our nutsert tool. We're gonna stick it up in there, nice and flush, and bring our handles together. The first one with this new tool, so I may have to adjust it a bit better. You can see all this sealant pushed out around the nutsert. We'll wipe away the excess. We have a clean threaded hole now.
That makes Cody happy.
That does make me happy.
We're installing these right now temporarily, just bare metal, but then we are removing them and painting them same color as the sliders, bumpers, everything else that we've been spraying with that Rust-Oleum flat soft iron. We'll be painting the mesh screen behind it with our yellow accent color. And also what we're doing right now is getting this side started. That's why we only drilled one hole so far. And then we're going to get the rest of it lined up and drill our other 3 holes.
This is a 3-piece inner fender. So this big piece is one piece, the side piece is the second piece, and the mesh is the third piece. So the second piece, you have the bolt that goes through the body and the bolt that goes to the first nutsert. We put those in right now. That way we know that's set. So now we can go and center punch and mark our other 3 to make sure that those are good. And once those are good, we'll drill, do the nutserts, and then we'll have the final little bracket that bolts in and does a self-tapper through the frame.
Time to drill some holes. Some more holes.
Time to put paint on all those, let them dry, then put some silicone sealant on the nutserts and bang, bang, bang. We're good to go. There you have it. Let's take a look here. So, 1 nutsert, 2, and 3. And then the 4th one, or the first one we did, is back here. So here, that's what it looks like on the back side. It crimps it, similar to a rivet, and then it you know, then it won't move. It's a solid threaded hole now. So if during this process you get a nutsert that when you crimp it and unscrew it, it's loose, you can try screwing it in again and crimping it again, but sometimes it just won't work, or it'll pull the threads through and destroy it. So all you gotta do is just get a drill bit just the size of the inside, drill out the inside of the nutsert, and then the rest of it will kind of crumple and you can pull out of the hole and put a new one in. And so now this little bracket is the one that our self-tapper is going to go through into the frame. So there's a nutsert already pre-installed on this, and it goes down to this bottom corner in the front here. And then whenever we're ready to be installed, we just push it tight against the frame and insert our self-tapper. Last night we kind of gave up right around midnight. We wrapped up the driver's side and got the whole inner fender installed, or mocked up, because we have to take everything back out for paint. And I just finished the passenger side mocking that up. Unfortunately, Lauren had to go to work today, and lucky for me, I had off work today. Well, let me show you how they look mocked up. We don't have the mesh insert in yet, just because I'm gonna have to unbolt everything to paint it. I don't need it for mock-up. So here's the driver's side. Sorry, I'm a little shaky. So driver's side, our passenger side. Now that we have the front inner fenders all installed, mocked up, just waiting for paint, we can get on to the next exciting part of this video, which is what we've been kind of leading to. It was just easier to do the full front inner fender install before we continued on to this part, that way if we had room. But now we get to do the American Adventure Labs Highline fender lights and JL fender retention hardware kit. So what this does is it replaces all those white clips that we ripped off the fenders when we were taking them apart. They provide nutserts and bolts to replace all that. That way it strengthens the whole entire fender all the way around. You have a more rigid mounting, and it also comes with black washers, spacers, to get rid of the white. Everything that comes with the fender retention hardware kit is a little note which states, if you can't read, one of us is not like the others. The tab marked with the silver is made to fit the spacing, specific location on the driver and passenger side. And then a little picture. So right here, these two are the only two that are marked. And then you have your spacers. So there's 10 total, including the one with the silver, so 10 total for each side. Your nutserts and your new bolts. And then you'll need your nutsert tool, which we used for the front inner fenders, although the adapter for Motobilt's front inner fenders was 10/24, and for this fender retention it's a little bit bigger, so these are the M6 or 6M. So the M6, where the Motobilt ones were the 10/24. So you have to change out your adapter, but that's it. Pretty simple. With the fender removed, the 10 holes that we have to put nutserts in are 1, 2, 3, 4. This hole is for this locating pin that's on the fender. So our fourth one is this one, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm going to put my clear RTV silicone adhesive sealant on the nutsert before I go in there. Yes, these are painted holes. Do I need to do this? No. But it's a sealant and an adhesive. any little bit to help keep that nutsert sealed and where it's supposed to be. I'm just going to do it since so 1, 2, 3, skipping the next closest one, 4. Thank you, American Adventure Labs. That's awesome. Such a great idea. So again, because American Adventure Labs is awesome and they provide nice colored photos for dense people like me, really easy to figure out where that one with the silver marking goes. So after looking at their awesome picture, the connector for the turn signal, it's the one right in front of that. So you just put that, line that in the holes, which goes this way. So the clips will fit right inside the holes. And then you take the screw they provided, so right into the fresh nutsert. And then this is a 5/32. I'm doing the ones that are marked silver first, the special ones, putting them in their proper location, that way I don't accidentally get them mixed up, and then from there I can just grab and go and knock them all out. We got all the Fender retention hardware kit installed. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you cleanly install fenders back on the JL. And it's so much more rigid than before. Yeah, it still has a little bit of play, but that's what the next step is going to be all about.
I just got home from work.
Yeah, look who's back home from work.
This is the first time I got to see the new inner fenders all installed. And fenders back on. Look at all of this room for activities. Wheeling, lots of wheeling activities. that gained a lot of clearance.
At least 3.5 inches.
Wow. At least 3.5 inches.
You know what I can do with 3.5 inches?
Now that we have all of the inner fenders installed, or at least the front inner fenders installed, fenders back on, we can go ahead and hook up our new lights from American Adventure Labs. And this has been the one part I've been so excited about since before even getting my Jeep. Seeing these lights on other Jeeps, they just look so nice. Such a sleek, clean look, and I'm so excited to get these on and see what Gypsy looks like.
We ordered the lights before we even picked up the Jeep from the dealership. We had lights before the Jeep was even here.
We did.
That's how excited we are about them.
Yep. Here we go.
When you order your lights, everything that's going to come with it are your 2 brackets with your lights, the 4 bolts that mount it, so each one gets 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then these 2 are optional Fender hardware. Optional Fender bolts. So it goes to the outside, and that is just extra stability to keep the fender from flapping. Now, I've seen guys with the non-painted fenders easily put these on. I'm a little hesitant on a painted fender, not because of worrying about ruining the paint. I like how clean the fender looks without a bolt sticking on the outside. So we're probably not going to put this bolt in right away. I may try to figure out something else if that's flapping too much. But we just installed the fender retention hardware, So I'm thinking we won't need that as well. American Adventure Labs. Look at that, snapped right in place. Change it around. And it'll pop right in place. American Adventure Labs steps up their game even more and uses a factory plug, so you don't have to cut, splice, or anything. It plugs right in to the factory connection, and it has the same stock red tab that locks. Now we're gonna tuck this up, and actually I'm probably gonna move where this plug is, but for our testing purposes, we're just gonna plug them in and then make sure they work.
Yes! Oh my god. Hey, I freaking love these things. With the plug is to run the cord up through this top corner, and then we're gonna run it.
No, we're gonna run it along this.
Oh,
and then all the way to here, because the connector's right here. So we're gonna take the connector from its factory location and turn it so we can plug in here to keep the wiring a little bit cleaner. So yeah, quick change of plans, but the original way we did it is still perfect. I'm just trying to clean it up a bit.
Just to show you the finished, install over on this side for the wire, we ran it up through this little corner, up through the top, under the washer fluid, hook up there, and then just along the side, and then plugs are in. For the other side, we ran the wire again up through inside of here, up through the corner, up to the top, right under here, across here, and plugging in right here. By running the wire the way we did, it just eliminates the mess of the wire being here in the wheel well, so your wire is no longer going to be ran in here. It'll be tucked away nice and neat up under the hood. Well guys, that wraps up this whole video, this whole install of front inner fenders, the new gorgeous AAL lights, which we absolutely love, and I hope you guys love it just as much as we do.
And the Fender retention hardware too.
Yeah, that too I did. I forgot about that.
Because that is freaking, it's a little bit more work. Super clean, and your factory fenders are solid now because of that. And the bracket for the light. It's a good combo.
Yeah. So between either Motobilt inner fenders or the AAL inner fenders along with the lights, it's just such a clean look, and functionally you're gaining so much clearance and so much room under there. So
at least 3.5 inches.
Yeah, it's a win-win between functionality and aesthetics. It's great overall between this whole combination, and we can't wait to test out more flex now that we have room and hit up some trails. We will be showing part 2 of the inner fenders for the rear inner fenders in the next video if you want to see the rear inner fender install. So, we hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or any comments, you can leave them in the section below.
So it's AmericanAdventureLabs.com and Motobilt.com are your two main places. We'll have the links down below in the description.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you like our videos. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for being a part of the Altered Life. Bye.